saw the Theta price. Oh, I just had to buy him. Bandwidth just ain't surviving without a token like you. Oh, now I don't have to think twice. Theta decentralizes, shares bandwidth from all devices, and that's just what they do. Oh, but I need some time on the market motion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. Oh, when that price drops down without free notion, when it takes a strong man, baby, but gonna buy some more, 'cause I gotta have Theta. Oh, I gotta have Theta, 'cause I gotta have Theta. I gotta have Theta. Baby, don't care how much I have to pay. I'm dreaming every single day, big announcement soon. Maybe it's just not very far away. Can't help but think of yesterday. When it does get by here now, it's going to the moon. I need some time on the market motion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. Oh, when that price drops down without free notion, when it takes a strong man, baby, but gonna buy some more, 'cause I gotta have Theta. Oh, I gotta have Theta, 'cause I gotta have Theta. I gotta have Theta.
Alright guys, welcome to today's video. This is Lions Den Investments and Reviews. If you don't know, that was Steven. He is a karaoke king in my opinion. Love his stuff. He's got some good songs. I actually just reached out to him to see if I could play that song for today's video, because I felt like it was kind of appropriate since we're going into some technical analysis on Theta. And he responded to me and said he was going to start sending me some of his music, like new releases and stuff like that. So thank you, Steven. You're awesome, man. Keep up the good work. So let's get into today's video here. This is technical analysis on Theta. Guys, if you're not buying Theta right now, I don't know why. It's one of the best projects out there. Again, go back and watch some of my previous videos where I talk about broadband and expanding the internet and offloading bandwidth from data centers for live streaming video, because that is what this problem solves. That's what this project solves as far as the problems that the internet has as a whole. And this is huge. I mean, if you guys follow Bix Weir or somebody like that, he talks about the bandwidth problem for the internet. So Theta doesn't only do live streaming video, but it helps expand the bandwidth for the internet as a whole. Like all the telecoms companies that do live streaming video. So it's, to me, I feel like it's like the future of the internet basically. And then the broadband problem that it solves with live streaming video is just a perk, in my opinion. But just looking at the charts here, guys, we hit a all-time high. I was looking at the time frame there for the run up that we had. Literally, it was 4 days, and we went from down here at $1.39 all the way up to like like $2.48, which is crazy. And taking it back further, back when Theta first started, back in like 2018, you could buy Theta for 5 cents. Okay, if you look at where we're at now with Theta, we're up at about a 40x return so far from 5 cents. And Theta's going much higher. Okay, so if you're kind of concerned with this dip that we're taking right now on Theta, don't be. Okay, if anything, you should be buying more, and that's what I'm doing. So again, I felt like that song was kind of appropriate to play today, because back the truck up, load up. That's what I'm doing. So getting into it here, look at this. Why Theta price is up 180% in 2 weeks, outperforming even Bitcoin. Okay, so if you guys want a project that's going to outperform Bitcoin's performance, this is a great one to look at. Theta price gained 180% in merely 2 weeks, as several highly anticipated announcements were behind the rally. We'll go into some of that here in a minute. The Theta network is a protocol that enables users to watch digital content like esports using the blockchain. Now, if you're not familiar with esports, guys, esports is one of the largest fan base, like user base platforms out there. Okay, like if you take, I think it was something like if you take NASCAR, NBA, NFL, you take all those sports combined, and the people that watch those sports, that's how many people are on these user platforms playing online video games for esports. So that's a huge, huge audience, okay? And they're using the blockchain here for Theta, for online streaming of video games. The protocol's native token, Theta, rose by 180% from 86 cents to $1.92 within 2 weeks between December 20th and January 2nd to outperform even Bitcoin, which continues to soar to new price discovery highs. Theta Mainnet 3.0 roadmap was the main catalyst. I'm not going to go over the roadmap. You can get to that from Theta's Twitter page, or you can go to thetatoken.org, and they've got a roadmap there for you that lays out the entire year here. But basically, they're calling it hyper growth. And I'll leave a link in the description for the rest of this article because I'm not really going to go over this article too much and take up too much of your time. So if you want to check that out, go right ahead. Also, subscribe to the channel. Tap that like button. It helps with the algorithm in YouTube. I'd greatly appreciate it. So let's go over to the Theta Network Twitter page here. There was a lot of people saying that Samsung, being a validator node for Theta, was dumping the Theta project altogether. Okay, that was the rumor out there, and this was a few months back. But and if you're not familiar with what a validator node is, that's basically companies like Google, Samsung, Sony, these big giant tech companies and telecom companies are integrating with the Theta network. And in order to do that, they need T-Fuel. Okay, so they got to buy up T-Fuel. In doing so, they can confirm transactions on the network, and they can also share their computing power from their data centers, and everything's completely distributed, okay, across a mesh network of multiple nodes, which helps with the live streaming capabilities that it produces here. All right, and it reduces the cost for these companies from a centralized data center perspective, so that they can save money and offer better services to their user base. Big stuff here, guys. Theta, I love Theta, man. And look here, Samsung's next. Patrick Chang takes the lead on Theta Labs investments. Okay, he says, looking forward to working closer with you guys. Now, if you guys don't know, last year they were talking about Samsung integrating Theta TV onto like 75 million of their devices, which would be like smart TVs and phones. Okay, and all of a sudden, their validator node kind of went off the grid, and everybody was panicking because they thought Samsung had dumped the validator node and kind of left the Theta project in the back burner. So if you guys have any doubts about Samsung partnering with these guys and working with them, here it is right here for you. Now moving over here, Kevin O'Leary. I want to point this out real quick because I've been saying in a lot of my videos that with your stimulus checks, you had two choices. Okay, you could give your money over to the rich through their companies that and they own all the products and services out there. You could hand over your money to them that you get from the government through the stimulus check, or you could invest it. Okay, you could put it in something like Theta, for instance. And just to validate and confirm what I'm telling you here, that is what they want you to do, is spend the money and give it to the rich. Kevin O'Leary came out and started criticizing the stimulus checks. Okay, he said unemployed Americans should get $2,000 per month for 12 months. Well, yeah, of course, because how many companies does this guy own? Okay, how many companies does he own with products and services? They have to earn revenue in order to survive. All right, and what better way than to give free money out to all the Americans who are suffering right now, and most people don't know what to do with the money. They just go out and they spend it. So you're going to see a lot more of this come 2021 because a lot of companies are suffering right now, just as bad as the individual. They got to create revenue because they got to put food on the table for all these families. All right, so you're going to see a lot more of that. and just be aware of it, because like I'm telling you, you got two choices. Which one are you gonna take? Um, Getting back to Theta though, this video is not going to take too much longer. I'm going to do a little bit of technical analysis here on Theta, and then I'm going to pretty much wrap up today's video with some key warnings on Bitcoin right now, because with Bitcoin we're hitting all-time new highs. I know I checked it last night and we were up to almost $42,000. So I will touch on that here in a minute. But back to Theta with technical analysis. Right now I'm kind of seeing, if we go to the daily chart, and I was catching this the other night. Let me see here. We've got a almost what looks like a double top forming. Okay, now that is a reversal pattern. So when you see double tops like that, guys, the price is going up, and then what it does is it reverses and it comes down. Okay, so could we go lower on Theta? I would say if we break this weekly support line here, which we actually just kind of broke on the daily. See that right there? The candle kind of crossed over the support line. If we start heading further down, yeah, the price could go down quite a bit more. Right now it looks like we're kind of bottoming out on this support level here at around $1.84. But if it goes lower, I'm gonna load up, I'm gonna load up the truck here at around $1.66, and between that and $1.39, because this is the ultimate buy zone that you want to be in right here with Theta. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for on Theta right now. We may not get down there. We may just kind of go sideways here for a little bit and then shoot higher, and that's what I'm expecting. Moving forward with Theta is we're going to go much higher. Guys, some of the people have Theta being in the thousands of dollars in the not too distant future when it comes to price action and price movement. You're already seeing it's outperforming Bitcoin, okay? And that brings me to the next point with Bitcoin, because I'm done with technical analysis on Theta for right now. With Bitcoin, guys, so let me tell you a story real quick. I told you Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 42,000, right? Last night, I had 2 or 3 people calling me, wanting me to help them either get set up with exchanges, or they were asking me questions with cryptos. And then one of them was an older gentleman who was wanting to invest money in cryptos. Now, here's the thing. This older gentleman, okay, does not know anything about cryptos. He's never been in the space whatsoever. All right? And what caught his attention was Bitcoin being at all-time new high prices of 42,000. So he automatically was like, I'm going to invest about $10,000, okay, over probably the next 2 weeks. Doesn't know anything about it. Okay, this happened last time in the bull run, because what happened in the last bull run is the same thing. There was something called FOMO, fear of missing out. And you get these retail investors coming in, all right, and they don't know anything about the space. They don't know anything about investing. They're passive investors. So they hand their money over to fund managers, all right, that work for a bank or work for somebody like Fidelity, and they manage their 401k accounts for them. So they don't know anything about trading or getting in and out of markets or any of that. And it presents a pretty clear picture of where we are with Bitcoin, because what I'm getting at here is that you hear terms like be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. And right now, you've got extreme greed in these markets. You got people coming in who've never even dealt with Bitcoin before, don't even know how to get into it, but all they know is they feel like they're missing out. So they're getting in. And last time this happened in the bull run, as soon as that started happening, we came crashing down from all-time highs of $20,000. So is that what's going to happen this time with Bitcoin? I believe so. And just to prove my point here, let me move this over. I'm going to pull up a chart of Bitcoin. And just to prove it to you, right now we're in uncharted territory. We don't have any resistance really. We had a psychological resistance around 40,000 per Bitcoin. We broke that, but you got to understand there's big institutional money coming in now too. And the big institutions, guys, those guys are lions, okay? They're like us. If you're watching this channel, you're a lion, okay? Where my lions and lionesses at? If you're one of them, hit the like button. Because I would be interested to see how many of you guys have been following this channel or someone else's and have been in the crypto space for a while. So if you have, go ahead and hit that like button. But what I'm getting at here is the lions are going to start selling off because we've hit a peak in Bitcoin, okay? And what will happen is the price should fall down, and I've got Fibonacci retracements here on the price move up on Bitcoin, and I'm guessing we'll probably fall back down to about 30,000 at least, maybe 29. We'll just have to see what happens. But the thing is, these retail investors that are getting in right now, chasing the fear of missing out, FOMO, they're FOMOing in at the very, very top. And the big institutions know this, so they're going to sell off. Price is going to come crashing down to about 30, 28,000, somewhere around there. And people are going to panic. And then what do? They sell at the bottom. Okay, they buy at the highest, and then they sell at the lows. You're not making money that way. So what I am encouraging people to do is just fair warning here. Be careful of getting in on Bitcoin right now at all-time highs like this, because I think we're coming back down here very, very soon, just based on what I'm seeing from the psychology of other people who've never been in the space before. And I'm seeing this directly, with people that I know. So that's why I keep telling people, I'm like, if you're going to invest right now, altcoins are going to be a better option for you because it's kind of like a teeter-totter, okay? So when the money starts coming out of Bitcoin, it's going to go into Ethereum and altcoins, and that's why you've been seeing the altcoin prices start to pump and go higher. And that's kind of how this market works, okay? The big institutions, they're going to do the same thing. So I'm expecting more price action on altcoins moving forward over the next couple months, which is exciting because it's going to make me a lot of money, all right? And then when Bitcoin catches a breather down around like 30,000 or 28,000, I think we're gonna continue on, and we'll start leg 2 of this bull run. Because right now, if you look at bull runs, they follow a pattern of the 5-wave Elliott, or the Elliott wave, and it's a 5-wave impulse. So you've got now I don't know if I can find one here. 5-wave Elliott pulse right here. So basically you have something like this, where you go up on the first wave. That's the first wave. Come down here. Okay, that's 2. Then you go up to 3. You come down here to 4, and then 5. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'll go ahead and expand the screen for you here. But that would be basically what a 5-wave, a 5 impulse wave on Elliott theory looks like. So you got 5-wave impulse. There's 1, comes down to 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, guess what? The bull runs do the same thing. They're just spread out over a longer time frame, and we're looking at like 10 months. Okay, so right now, if this was on a monthly chart and I was looking at Bitcoin, we are basically finishing up leg 1 and coming down here. All right, and then we're going to continue on to wave 2 to 3 here. But we have to come down to about that $30,000 mark, that $28,000 mark, like what I was talking about, which would be over here. So just to give you an idea, we've got, this would be the top of 1 right there, okay? We're going to come back down. We'll hit like 30,000, somewhere around in there. And then we're going to come back up this way, and we're going to move higher. And that would be from 2 to 3, be leg 2. And then so on and so forth onto the third wave. That's what Bitcoin, that's what it does in bull cycles. So that's what I'm predicting will happen. We'll watch the charts here as we move forward. And I'm focusing on all altcoins right now because that's where the smart money is moving into. But that's all I have for today, guys. If you like what like what you're seeing here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. if you want to know more about technical analysis and what I showed you there, and just learning how to read charts, go to academyofcrypto.com. That's my website. From there, I've got a full free course that shows you how to get into investing in the blockchain, learning about facilitating your own transactions, reading charts and price action, and learning about some of the projects that are out there, as well as going to some of the different exchanges during bull runs and knowing which ones to go to so you can swap in and out of tokens and buy some of these altcoins. Okay, so it's exciting stuff. And with that said, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will catch you later. Thank you.